You are not your subconscious. Usually when we talk about ourselves, we mean the whole human being that carries our name. But in reality, there are lots of things in human body that we are not. We are not our limbs or most of our organs, as they can be removed and replaced without removing or replacing us. Nor are we even the whole human mind. The human mind can be divided into two sections: the consciousness, aka the things we are directly aware of, and the subconscious, the things we are not directly aware of. And we are the conscious part of the human mind, not the subconscious. It would be confusing to define ourselves to be something that has parts in it that we don't even know of, and that makes actions that we don't even take part in. And we are not aware of what happens in our subconscious. And we do not take part in the actions that happen there. So we are not our subconscious. And the rather sinister part in this is that the subconscious is in control of most of our behavior. Most of your life's decisions were made without you taking any part in them. They just popped into your awareness and you followed. When did you choose to like that particular hobby of yours? When did you choose to enjoy those particular foods you eat? When did you choose to fall in love with that particular person? When did you choose to like the kind of people you like and hate the kind of people you hate? When did you choose when you are happy and when you are sad? These things dictate our behavior and personality, yet we take no part in deciding them. They are not our choices. Here's the situation. Right now, our subconscious decides our emotions and basic needs, the most important goals of our lives, without us, the consciousness, taking any part in the process. At most, we can very indirectly affect our emotions by various psychological techniques. But it takes months or even years to make any kind of major changes to our emotional system, while our subconscious can make its choices at whim. Emotions that we get can be seen as commands, which are enforced by the pleasure we get from obeying them and the pain we get from disobeying them. If we were in this situation with another person rather than our subconscious, we would call this slavery, enforced with violence. We would do anything we could to turn the tables. Obviously, we don't do this with our subconscious. We give it a special treatment. Why do we do that? There are two ideas used to justify this special treatment. First one is to see our emotional system as unchangeable as, for example, the laws of physics. We don't criticize the speed of light, even if it might be harmful for our goals from time to time, because we just don't seem to be able to do anything about it. Our criticism would be useless. But our emotions aren't like this. While they are hard to change, they are changeable. I will do a video about a couple of techniques to control one's emotions in the future. The second idea is that our subconscious has some hidden wisdom in it, and that the emotional responses we would choose ourselves would be inferior in some way to our natural emotions. The problem is that our subconscious is a demonstrably antiquated system. Our needs are obviously tailored for surviving in a very primitive environment. The best example of this is probably our preference to eat very energy-rich foods and our desire to conserve that energy we gained, aka obesity and laziness. This kind of behavior only makes sense in an environment where you cannot trust you get your next meal, and survival requires that you get as much energy as possible and that you conserve as much of that energy as possible. In modern developed nations, you just get fat. There is no evidence that our subconscious has any hidden wisdom that is superior to the wisdom of us, the conscious. And there is an abundance of evidence that our subconscious is just a pretty arbitrary system representing our evolutionary history. I mean, the superiority of the consciousness is easily demonstrated by the saying, "It's easier said than done." Even for those of us who consider themselves as less intelligent, it is easy to come up with ways to better the quality of life of themselves and everyone. But even if we know how to realize these ideas, they are very hard to realize because they are not supported by our emotions, because our subconscious just doesn't understand them. Our subconscious is just that far behind the consciousness. Now, I'm not implying that we should get rid of our emotions. I'm not even saying that we should fight against doing what we feel like. I think happiness is the most intrinsic of all the values, and most of it comes from doing what we feel like. I am, however, saying that we should find ways to take part in the process of choosing our emotions and needs. We, the conscious, should be just as much in control of our subconscious as it is in control of us. This is imperative for our self-government and for most of the problems of humanity. Let's recap. 1. You are not your subconscious, as you don't take part in its decisions and as you are not aware of what goes on in there. 2. You are being controlled by your subconscious to the point that you don't take part in many of the most important decisions of your life. This situation would be called slavery if subconscious was replaced with another person. 3. Our emotions are changeable. 4. Our subconscious is an antiquated system, not suited in the modern environment. This is best demonstrated by the obesity of today's people, and the superiority of the consciousness is demonstrated by the fact that things are easier said than done. 5. We should not get rid of our emotions, nor should we try to live against our feelings. We should find a way to control our subconscious so that we could have emotions we wouldn't need to fight against, so that we could finally be the masters of our lives. If you found this interesting, subscribe, share and like, and watch my other videos.